Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I haven't said that in a while. Time flies. Okay, today's video is about simple outline shader, and a shout out to Tarkles for suggestion. I'm sorry for butchering it, but you're breathtaking. For this, I'm using Unity version 2023.1, but it will work on any Unity LTS versions, and I have a project set up in URP. Now with that out of the way, let's dive into the topic. To get the outlines, we will basically render our geometry 2 times. Let me just take 2 cubes quickly. And I will also create an unlit material for one of our cube. It will be our outline cube. So now we want to render our outline cube slightly bigger than the other. Let's apply our outline material to it and set it as the child of our main cube. Then we will tell Unity to only render the back faces of our outline cube. So in the outline material, set the render face to back, and just like that we have outlines. If you quickly want to have an outline, this approach will work just fine, but here we are dealing with 2 game objects. And the more the game objects, the more CPU power will require. Not much in this case, but still I want to offload that to our GPU, so we will create a shader graph for our outlines. Right click, create, shader graph, URP, and unlit shader graph. You can of course use lit shader as well, but I want my outline to not react to the lights, hence I chose unlit. Let's call it outline shader. Let's also create a material for that, so keep our shader selected. Right click, create, material, call it outline, and assign it to our cube. In our shader graph, we want to scale our mesh, and we will do it from the inspector. So let's create a float property, call it outline thickness, and drag it in. To scale our mesh, we will use position node. It will return position of every vertices of our mesh. We want the position in object space, so select the object space from the drop down. Then we will multiply position node with our outline thickness. What we are doing here is, let's say we have a quad with scale 1, 1, 1. So in position node, we will get position of every vertex. To scale it, we are multiplying it with our outline thickness. So if I set outline thickness to 2, we will get the new position of vertices, and our mesh will be scaled accordingly. Now I will directly feed the multiply node's output into vertex context position block. In the scene view, we can control the scale of our mesh by adjusting the outline thickness. In the shader graph, we also want to control the color of our outline, so you guessed it, let's create a color property, call it outline color, give some default color, drag it in, and feed it into the base color block. Now we only want to render the back faces of our mesh, so in the graph settings, set the render face to back, and that's it for our shader. In the scene view, let's also add the original material to our cube. And we have nice outlines. Now notice that the Unity is giving a warning that multiple materials have applied on the same mesh and it will cost performance. Consider using multiple shader passes. But as far as I know, none of the scriptable render pipelines are supporting multipass shader graph currently. So unfortunately we cannot do that. I might be wrong though, let me know in the comments. And this approach will going to cost us performance in the sense that we are rendering our entire geometry. In this case, all 6 faces of our cube. Typically, one would only do that when dealing with transparent objects. Speaking of transparent objects, this approach will not work with transparent objects, unfortunately. Now I have added Toon shader in the title, so let's talk about it a bit. Have we just created Toon shader? The answer is no. We have created simple outline shader. Toon shaders are much more than just simple outlines. Let me just take a Susan model and show you. We only have outlines at the very edges of our mesh. Toon shaders would have outlines around the eyes, nose, mouth as well. Outlines are one of the features of Toon shaders along with 3 color shadings, rim lighting, highlights, normal settings, matcap settings, etc. Titles like Dragon Ball Z franchise and Naruto Ninja Storm franchise are the games where you can see the actual Toon shader in action. If you want that sort of look in your project, Unity has a Toon shader to do that. It is still in experimental or let's say preview phase, but I will link it down in the description if you are interested. Hey guys, I'm currently working on a platformer game called Cosmic Roads, and the store page is currently live on Steam, so I would like you all to go ahead and wishlist it now. It is the best way to support this channel right now. And that's pretty much the video. If you find the video helpful, consider like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. That's it from me, and I will see you guys in the next one.